So stupid. Jesus, show us all of this. Let me die. You're a wonderful God. And they're human beings doing wonderful things in your name. And there's other people doing wonderful things not in your name. But there's only one thing that needs to be done, and people need to get saved. This is, I'm at Donation Vehicle Program, 98 Wisner Avenue in Yonkers, in Newburgh, New York. These people donated this van to me when I had no money. And I was living in my wheelchair, sleeping in it for 4 months in Pennsylvania Railroad Station in New York City under the Madison Square Garden. And there's a long story. It'll be eventually made into a movie. But in heaven, this will be seen by the host of heaven, because God has a video of all this. God has the pictures of all this. And here, I wasn't killed last night again, but the devil tried to kill me. But I wasn't killed. I'm sitting in my diarrhea, in my diaper, in my wheelchair, right in this vehicle. And the AAA towed it and left it at the gate. And now they had to move it down here to get it out of their way. It's in their way. But there's nothing I can do. The Amish man, Stephen, who came up from Lancaster, and the nephew of Amos Stoltzfus, people have been praying for God to get my stuff out of storage, away from me having to pay $700 a month for storing it, which is all the money I get. And Jesus is helping me. And Jesus is causing people to help me. And somehow he's going to get me cleaned up somehow in a couple of hours or a couple of days. I don't know. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. This is a miracle. This is the answer to prayer of whoever it is that's been praying for me wherever they are in the world. 50,000 people or whoever they are. I don't know, but I know it's here. Daddy, what am I supposed to do? I know what oh, can you do me a favor? Can you turn that radio off?
Yes, I did.
Oh, why does that radio always turn itself on?
I don't know.
Over and over and over again.
I know we don't get any reception down here.
Well, I mean, it just turns on. When you got out, it turned itself on.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I turn it off, and I don't. Is it possible that's some kind of radio signal that's turning it on?
I don't know.
It's very possible.
That's a valid question.
You know the static you hear when that radio is on?
Uh-huh.
Some people say that static comes from the time of creation.
That would be interesting.
And it's passing through space and you haven't met anyone that went to heaven and came back and told people about it?
I put it back in the toolbox. Can't say that I have, Mr.
Well, I've
Huff.
met at least 4 people. I've had 3 friends who died, went to heaven, and came back.
That's pretty cool.
The one man fell 3 stories, landed on his head,
Damn.
and he was a doctor. His wife was a nurse. And his scalp cracked open. His brains fell out on the sidewalk, and he laid in a bush upside down.
That's pretty scary.
And I met that man about, I don't know how many years after that. I knew him for 10, 12 years. There's a wonderful story. And I met Dr. P.D. Wagner. She died and went to heaven. People murdered her, but she got back to heaven. She got back to life. And my Amish friend, unfortunately right now, who was with me, is in the hotel in Montgomery. Is it Montgomery near here somewhere? Steve.
Probably by a foot.
That's pretty close. Keep going. Right there.
Roll the windows down. Oh, well, you can't. Let's put the key on. I don't know. Necessity is the mother of invention, they say, right?
They say.
Abbott, Lou Costello always had a joke about it. I can't think of it now. Thank you, brother. Tell me your name again, brother.
Christopher.
I know you. That means person who tells people about Jesus. That's what that means. And God's going to have you telling people about Jesus if he isn't already. Huh?
I love telling people about
Well, there you go. You're doing what God created you to do.
Amen.
And then you're also helping people. Lots and lots of persons you're helping. And God's going to do something to help us. I don't know what, but he's going to do it. Hallelujah. He's going to use every issue here to solve a problem for someone somewhere. And I never died.
You're all right. Tilt it.
I've never seen God.
Go ahead.
But I see Jesus being glorified right now. And somehow or another, this is going to be in a movie in heaven. And everyone in heaven is seeing this, brother. The whole host of heaven, every angel, every saint.
I'm foot on the brake.
You are going to see this in heaven in a movie when you're there.
Big enough or no? Big enough or no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And almost all the stuff I had in storage is in Lancaster now in an Amish person's house who got me there with this vehicle, and he came up with his nephew, and we put everything in the truck and we put it in Lancaster, except some of it we didn't get there. Now Jesus is going to help us get the rest of it wherever it needs to go, and help me to figure out, Jesus, what I'm going to do with this horrible box that needs to, everyone, Jesus, save every person in that box. I do not like things that are wrong, brother. I don't like them. But sometimes I'm wrong, and I don't like that. Anthony, thank you, Jesus. Jesus, thank you. I'm going to cut this off now. That's Jim Turner. I think that's the fellow that drives the trucks. That's someone else, and this is Christopher who's helping. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I love you. We're going to hopefully put this on a YouTube, God willing.